A person cannot be prosecuted twice for the same crime. I know when Ronnie Hollingshead was murdered, and I know who the real killer was. No more. Go on.
The mystery will be solved when I read the ending tomorrow.
Ah! Why would he stop there?
He was just about to say who the killer was.
The doctor did it.
No way, genius.
Oh, here we go.
Last night, something terrible happened. Our shepherd was murdered.
George is dead?
Probably a heart attack. Not much of a story for you, I'm afraid.
Unless there's anything out of the ordinary.
Nope, I've looked everywhere. Around the caravan, underneath the caravan.
What about inside the caravan?
Worth a shot.
Lily, what will we do? George loved us. He read us dozens of these stories. We shall solve the crime.
Hi, Kyle.
Hello.
Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, likewise.
Yes, love the movie.
Great.
Very exciting. And this is your first kind of a live action movie, right?
It is, definitely.
And yes, and I know you work in Minions, all this crazy. What was the experience there to direct a live action movie?
It was a very welcome challenge. I had been working in animated films for about 30 years, been directing animated films for about half that time. And I think it wasn't so much that the driver was that it was live action. It was the drive for me really was this beautiful story. The script was just hooked me immediately. And I knew that I wanted to do this. So and I felt like this is going to be a great challenge to rise to, and such a great amount of support, especially with Eric Fellner and Lindsay Doran, in adapting to this new medium for me. But then beyond that, I just tried my best to use the tools that I knew from animation, which a lot of it is like storyboarding and staging and shot planning in that sense, and using what I could that would adapt to the live action methodology to prepare for it. And it ended up being, I think, a really good marriage between those two.
Yeah, I love it. And I love that. I spoke to Craig and then I told, oh my God, you just know you more. Of course, you did already family movies, the scary movies, but for Chernobyl and The Last of Us, and then suddenly you just delivered this to us, which is an amazing story, a family story. And I cry, I laugh, and it was really amazing. Cast. Let's talk about cast. Hugh Jackman, Emma Thompson, and the Nicholas, both Nicholas. What was about Nicholas Braun, especially Nicholas Braun, that made you pick him to play? He's kind of the main character of the movie because he leads more. Yeah,
in many ways, he's like the main human driving character. With him especially was the first voice. I actually heard his voice in my head as I was reading his lines in the script. And I was just a big fan of his work from Succession, of course. And it was hard for me to picture anybody else, as this character. Incredible opportunity to work with Hugh Jackman, who just brings such an amazing presence. And the fact that George Hardy's character is a character who has sort of been so jaded by the human world and some of the motivations and relationships that he's had there, that he prefers to just kind of be by himself and to take care of these animals. But Hugh brings this warmth where you can imagine if you wanted someone to take care of you, like having Hugh Jackman take care of you. Like I can't think of a better choice. So that really helps for the sheep to be motivated to want to go and do justice for him, and bring his killer to justice,
That's amazing. So you did the Minions, you already work with a group of characters, but what was the challenge on set for a live action set to include the sheeps on it? You know what I mean?
Right.
That part, yeah.
So the majority of it, there's a lot of the sheep on the sidelines of the human world, kind of looking into the human world, and there's a few moments where that's broken. We see that a lot with Hugh Jackman and the sheep, like the relationship of him tending to them and reading to them. And we see a lot with Nicholas Braun's character, Tim, like when they steal his hat, or when he's like starting to understand that there's a weird kind of communication happening here. But beyond that, I think the worlds kind of felt like they were just sort of, there was like a literal glass between them in terms of like looking through windows to kind of, for them to observe this. So they sort of exist in a lot of ways in their own.
Yeah, the message, it's really amazing. But what do you think, what do you want people to take away from the movie?
That was one of the main things for me personally. There's a lot of personal things in it, especially Mopple's speech about remembering that just tore me apart when I read it in the script, because it's resonated so hard with me. But I think that the main thing I just felt is, there is a subject of loss, of grief in it, and I think that especially kids, they know this, they see this world, and they see this reality of life, and I think that one thing that appealed to me about this story is that it really sets the table for parents to have those conversations with kids. And it does it in a way to where, you don't feel powerless. I am really interested in telling movies that are optimistic and hopeful, and that you walk away from them feeling that you have more, to work with in your own life, like tools for living. So I think this was such a great story for that.
Yeah, it was. Kyle, this is the time that I have with you. I just want to thank you so much for your time. Beautiful story. Keep bringing amazing stories like
so
this.
Much.
Live
Cheers.
action and animation. Love it.
Thank you
so
very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.